swing it in. He did!
It is caught!
Live from a Breslin Center that's filling back up for a Division III state championship game that's got the potential to be a darn good one. Couple of teams that have not lost to Division III teams this year. The Arts and Technology Academy of Pontiac against the local favorites, the Pirates of Pewamo-Westphalia. Welcome courtside at the Breslin. So great to be back for this Division III championship game, which could be a really good one between PW and ATAP. Alexis Ayala, Evan Stockton with the rest of our great crew. You know, Lex, the storylines in this game are a lot of fun to talk about. You're looking at the ATAP side of things. They were in this game last year and lost to Riverview Gabriel Richard. Pewamo-Westphalia going for their second state championship. They're from a half hour away. You know they're going to get a lot of people here cheering them on today.
The good thing for ATAP is they're used to battling through adversity. So even though it might feel like an away game, not a neutral game for them with all the PW fans in the building, they have the heart and toughness to battle through those moments.
As for Pewamo-Westphalia, they have maybe the best player in the history of the school shining on this stage. Grady Eklund, who scored over 2,000 career points, who dropped 27 in the semis on Thursday. One final game for him as a PW Pirate.
Forward Grady Eklund leads the charge as one of the most efficient players in the mitten. Eklund's style is toughness paired with finesse. He's Pewamo-Westphalia's all-time leading scorer, and Eklund needs to utilize his height and strength advantage that he has on the blocks while finishing with that soft touch. For ATAP, it's been guard Lewis Lovejoy, who's one of the best sophomores in the state leading the charge. His ability to score whenever he wants is mesmerizing. He's an energizer bunny who can score on all three levels and knows how to take over a game. What's underrated about Lovejoy's game is his vision and IQ as an underclassman. He nearly averages a double-double in scoring and assisting. Today, Lovejoy needs to use that lethal first step to splice and dice early.
You know Lewis is going to come out with his hair on fire. He played in this game last year and he was good. He scored 21 points, but ATAP kind of faltered down the stretch as Riverview Gabriel Richard got the job done. Oh, by the way, Gabriel Richard last year beat PW in the semis. So the two teams that were vanquished by last year's state champion play for this year's state championship in Division III. Tip-off coming up. Pewamo-Westphalia, the local favorites, against Arts and Technology Academy of Pontiac. State title on the line next.
Good afternoon.
The Michigan Achievement Scholarship is funding every grad, every path. Odds are your high school senior or recent grad will qualify for tuition-free community college, up to $27,500 at a public or private university, or up to $4,000 for a trade school or career training program, no matter their GPA. Wherever your child is headed, there's free money to get them there. Simply fill out the FAFSA to apply. Get started at mi.gov/achievement.
How much longer? Relax. I can't. This online betting thing is getting out of control. Come on. We're having fun. But we need to pay rent, buy books, groceries. Blah, blah, blah. They're called priorities for a reason. We'll get to those things. Maybe. This isn't gonna end well.
Don't regret the bet. For tips that will help you play it smart, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
Division III state championship on the line. ATAP is here for the second consecutive year. Pewamo-Westphalia going for their second state championship and their fourth ever trip. And Ed Hughes guessed, because they're part of the Capital Region, they got a really good contingent cheering them on right behind their bench. Evan Stockton, Alexis Ayala, glad you're joining us wherever you're watching, however you're doing it. Thanks for joining us for MHSAA State Finals weekend. We started with these semis on Thursday that ATAP and Pewamo-Westphalia both played in. You know, Arts and Technology Academy of Pontiac was trailing Menominee in their semifinal game by 9 at halftime, but they blitz them, outscore them by 21 in the second half, and ATAP ends up winning comfortably. As for Pewamo-Westphalia, taking on a Flint Elite program that had never been here before, Pewamo-Westphalia, Lex, ended up running away in that game, and a big reason why, someone we must focus on this whole game for Pewamo-Westphalia. They're introducing him now. Number 32, Trent Piggott. He was a problem inside for PW on Thursday.
Piggott was an absolute monster. If our player to watch wasn't Pewamo-Westphalia's all-time leading scorer, Grady Eklund, it would absolutely be Piggott. He did such a great job crashing the glass, creating second chance opportunities and more possessions for PW.
And on the other side for ATAP, Lewis Lovejoy will grab a lot of the headlines, but how about number 5, Jaden Price? Really good the other day for ATAP. Season high 27 points. This does feel like the type of game for them. If Lovejoy draws a lot of the defensive attention for PW, other guys from ATAP are going to have to step up.
100%. And that's something that ATAP did a good job of in their semifinals game. It wasn't solely the Lewis Lovejoy show, even though he knows how to take over and take the big shots when it matters most. Everyone pitched in.
Pewamo-Westphalia against Arts and Technology Academy of Pontiac. ATAP lost in the state title game last year in their first ever trip. Trying to become the first team from Pontiac to win a state championship since Northern went back-to-back in 01 and 02. Their interim head coach is Zach Kelso. Normally the head coach is Orlando Lovejoy, but Zach's done a great job in his place. And 30 years ago on Detroit Martin DePorres, he won a state championship. Now he's trying to do it again. But you know they're going to get the best shot from the team down the road, the Pewamo-Westphalia Pirates. Their girls team may be going for a state title next weekend. Right now, it's the boys' time to shine. Eklund against Grandison. Now we're playing basketball. PW wins the tap.
PW and ATAP excited to get this game going.
Logan Farmer starts for Pewamo-Westphalia. 19 points in the semis. Right away inside, Grady Eklund is on the board.
There's that toughness paired with the soft touch. He's really good at using his body to dip the shoulder, high elbows for the get off me on the defender, but then that soft, pretty finish.
Now Devontae Grandison had his shot altered.
Really key for ATAP to get on the O-glass early.
Eklund was so efficient on Thursday in the semis, 9 of 12. Piggott on cue, muscling his way inside, and he gets an early foul on Dontrell Grandison.
Piggott does a really nice job at trusting his footwork, trusting the process, being patient down low. Watch Piggott dipping the shoulder, drawing the contact for himself. The step through, he's never rushing that shot.
You know, Trent Piggott, that big game he had back in the semis on Thursday, 10 and 14, 10 points, 14 rebounds. The crazy thing, Lexi, about what Trent did the other day, half of his 14 rebounds, 7 were offensive rebounds. He was just really a menace the other day.
That was what changed the game for both PW and ATAP in their semifinals games, was getting on the glass when they were expected to be out-rebounded by their opponents.
Good sign for PW that Piggott knocked them both down. Last year he was great at the line, 77%. This year it's actually gone down 15%. Lewis Lovejoy. And Farmer's got the long rebound as ATAP is called to start.
Lovejoy sometimes has a little hitch in his three-point shot. It's part of his form and not what throws him off.
Neither of these teams have lost to a Division III opponent all year. ATAP has 3 losses, PW has 2, but they were both to teams in different divisions. Eklund inside, Farmer was open. Good defense by ATAP.
The most underrated part of Eklund's game is his vision. He averages nearly 4 assists per game. He's score-first mentality, but constantly looking for a cutter.
Dante Grandison, 11 and 8 in the semis. Lovejoy was the star, 24 in those semis with 6 rebounds and 5 steals. Another J here. Grandison threw it off of a Pirate inside. That is a smart play.
And still a good quality shot by Lovejoy. He's shifty as all heck. He knows how to put even the best defenders like Eklund on skates, create space so well.
They going off of Nolan George. Either way, really smartly done by Grandison. Lewis's dad, Orlando, is usually the head coach, but it was reported this week that he can't be the coach right now because he had too many ejections in the regular season.
We just call that passion. Come on, give him a break.
You said it, not me. Grandison, passionate rebound. Eklund altered the shot, and this time PW's got it.
Grandison has to be more calm when he catches that ball down low. Find the sweet spot on the glass. It's a lost start, and he needs to lock in there.
Eklund on go. He's ready to go in this state championship game.
Talk about finding the sweet spot on the glass, utilizing your fundamentals. Eklund embodies that.
Lovejoy, good. ATAP had missed their first 5 field goals before that make.
You see why Lovejoy is so hard to guard. He is so lethal on that first step. He has his shiftiness, his little hezzies that he adds, and his ability to stop on a dime and pull up in your face. Crazy.
Back to Farmer. Spitzley to Eklund. Whistle and a foul inside. It's likely on Tyler Spitzley reaching in.
Great quality shot, though, by PW. You get the paint touch first, which completely opens up Eklund from distance. He's a really good three-point shooter, knocks it down at nearly 35%.
First sub of the ball game for PW. Nolan George is out. Ty Thalen is in. Yes, there's more Thalens playing sports for Pewamo-Westphalia. Ty and Sam are on this year's team. They're cousins.
A lot of family connections.
Lovejoy gave it up. Grandison, another 3 that teams are taking from the college line. They keep forgetting about that high school line.
You see it happen every year in the semis and state finals, and it's like head coaches need to remind their players, take that extra step inside.
Oh, nice cut. Grady Eklund just put a man on a poster.
Eklund, get out of town. The setup on that was textbook. It looked like he was going over for a handoff, and then backdoor cut caught him sleeping all the space to slam.
Thalen tracks it down. Blocked by Grandison.
Grandison has that stringy wingspan to get up and get big blocks.
Pewamo-Westphalia has provided the early punch. Grandison. Rebound Eklund, who is stuffing that stat sheet.
Grandison needs that extra dribble inside. He has a decent mid-range pull-up, but he is so much better when he can get all the way to the blocks and go strong.
Eklund hauled down and fouled again. Man, Pewamo-Westphalia attacking inside, Lex. All of their field goals in this game, like this dunk, have come on the paint.
My goodness, Eklund is so good at the backdoor cut. His off-the-ball movement is what's so impressive, how he's able to get the big bunnies and big plays like that.
Eklund fouled again very quickly. That is the 3rd team foul on ATAP.
ATAP has to have more discipline, lock in, and make sure to stay in front, stay clean.
Eklund curling. Eklund got Lovejoy in the air, and all of a sudden these fouls are a big-time problem for ATAP. 4 team fouls, and 4 different guys has at least 1 foul.
Eklund really knows how to draw contact. ATAP has to be prepared for PW, and especially Eklund playing really fundamentally sound, going back to the basics with shot fakes to get you to leave your feet. You've got to stay low and locked in.
Big day for Dominic Schneider, head coach for Pewamo-Westphalia. He's an alum. trying to bring another state title back to a place he cares about so much. We have a couple of alums coaching teams in state title games today. Ray Mitchell, the head coach for East Lansing, lost a heartbreaker to Rockford in our D1 final. Rockford wins by 4 in an awesome basketball game in an awesome environment. Spitzley got the miss. Now he's blitzed in the corner, and they say it's ATAP ball.
But gosh, Evan, back to your point about PW's head coach, Dominic Schneider, staying in the family, staying in the community, it means so much, especially to these smaller schools, as you see ATAP hustling on the defensive end there. To have someone come back, represent their squad, you know it's coming with passion and a real love for the team.
Lovejoy, nice move. Lovejoy, nice jumper.
Lovejoy's mid-range game is absolutely lethal. People say it's dead. Lovejoy is reviving it.
Phelan wades in. Lovejoy's got to be careful. He already has a foul. We get another whistle. ATAP's 15th foul, and the second on their best player, Lewis Lovejoy.
Lovejoy's doing a little too much. You have to respect that he's just trying to get his squad back in this game. Running around, he's the Energizer Bunny. But you have to stay locked in. Know your assignment. Don't go down and double when that's not your job.
Lexi, this kind of feels like the semifinal game that ATAP played against Menominee, where Menominee utilized their size. They got a big lead, led by 9 at halftime, and ATAP played that amazing second half. But what they did to rally back in that game is start utilizing their athleticism against Menominee. Two-pronged problem. A, Pewamo-Westphalia is very athletic in their own right, and yeah, to your point, kind of feels like Lovejoy is forcing it right now.
A little too much. He can force it all he wants on the offensive end. He's that go-to bucket getter, and he's got the green light to take as many shots as he wants. Where he has to have discipline is the defensive end so that he can stay on the hardwood. ATAP needs him out there all game.
Jaden Price is in for ATAP. Watch out for 5 and white. 27 in the semis. On the move here. Slithery into the lane. Rebound, Grandison finishes.
Grandison is so good at pulling down offensive boards. It's half hustle, half discipline. He's getting in the right position, boxing out, and going for it.
Sam Phelan. Farmer to another Phelan, driving to the rim. That's tie for 2.
Pewamo-Westphalia's off-the-ball movement is gorgeous. And ATAP has to call a timeout, talk some things over, because right now, PW is looking like a well-oiled machine.
They're the local favorites from about a half hour away. It's gotta feel like a road game for ATAP. 4 straight points from Ty Phelan have pushed PW back up to a 6-point lead. Congratulations to all our officials working this week. It's such an honor for these men and women to work these state basketball championship games. And our officials today, Alex Schraubin, Randall Ravelski, and Tony Ball. We have confirmed that he wants to go by Tony, not Anthony. So while his given name, maybe the name his mom calls him is Anthony, by his own request, we will call Mr. Ball Tony tonight.
Hey, I love it. A lot of Anthony's like Tony better. I don't know where it comes from, but I respect it.
Didn't get a chance to give our officials in the D1 game a little love. Lewis Brown, Andrew Otten, and Drew Rupert did a really nice job in that hotly contested game. Congratulations to the 2 programs that have already won today. Concord knocked off Detroit Douglas in Division 4. Rockford beat East Lansing in Division 1, and we'll have one more game for you right around 6:45. Highly anticipated Division 2 championship between Hudsonville, Unity Christian, and Freeland. That's a rematch from a game earlier this year.
ATAP, the main thing that they need to adjust on moving forward in this game is to utilize their emotions to the benefit. Right now they're playing with a little too much adrenaline. You don't play in front of crowds like this typically in your regular season. It brings a lot of extra pressure out of you.
Lovejoy remains in. Open look. Baker, no. Eklund again.
ATAP sometimes gets a little stagnant in their off-the-ball movement because Lovejoy's so good at breaking a defense down off the dribble, but other teammates and players need to have that cutting and flow still.
By the way, Grady Eklund already 6 points, 4 rebounds in his final game as a PW Pirate. The top scorer in the history of the school's got it again. Farmer turnaround, and PW's lead grows.
ATAP changed into a zone defense, and it's really important to still pass through a zone and find those hula hoops inside.
Grandison, not a foul. Just the second team foul on Pewamo-Westphalia.
What is really good about ATAP is it's not just all Lovejoy right now. Grandison's doing a really good job imposing his will and being a threat on the scoring end as well.
That is the second foul on Tyler Spitzley, another senior who's playing his last game as a PW Pirate. Oh, Grandison banked it in. It's a Saturday at 5 o'clock, but I suppose the bank is still open. Be honest with me, Lexi. When you were playing and you banked in a shot, you banked in a free throw, did you feel guilty?
No. Every time I would make a bank, I would say, even when I'm off, I'm on. I'm like that.
I think that is the difference in our personalities. I'd be like, oh, come on, you're not supposed to do that. Lexi goes, hey, it still went in. What the heck do I care?
That would get me going.
Touchdown lead for Pewamo-Westphalia, who did play in the Division III football semis this year, by the way. They lost to Menominee, who won the whole thing. Sam Phelan for 3.
PW knows exactly how to beat ATAP's defense. You get the paint touch and hot potato passes rolling, it opens things up, finds the rhythm.
Largest lead of the game for PW. Lovejoy gave it up. Price blocked. Still ATAP ball. Lovejoy. Shot doesn't count. Foul before on Nolan George.
Lovejoy is such a hustler. He is all over the court. What a great block by PW getting out. It looked like it would have been a wide open bucket. Extra pass. Not on PW's watch.
You know, there's not many points in a ball game where Grady Eklund comes out. They'll try to sneak him a break here. Lovejoy. Baker got the miss. Baker back on go. He lost the ball. But ATAP tracks it down.
Good hustle by ATAP. They're trying to stay in this, keeping their head down.
They'll play for the final shot of the first quarter where they've been on their back heel. What a move. Lewis Lovejoy. Now time for PW. They let it go. Pewamo-Westphalia trying to win their first state championship since 2019. ATAP back for the second straight year. But right now the Lions are in trouble because the Pirates of PW have blitzed them in the game's first 8 minutes.
Touchdowns. No three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's...
The MHSAA Basketball Finals are brought to you by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
We had almost 10,000 people at our Division III championship between Rockford and East Lansing. Not going to quite get to those numbers today, Lexi, but good crowd here for Pewamo-Westphalia. School from about 30 minutes away. Pewamo-Westphalia, 2 communities in one. Less than 1,000 folks. Couple of stoplights, no stoplights in those 2 towns. Lexi, right now ATAP, it kind of feels like the first game they played this weekend on Thursday when Menominee got up on them early. ATAP rallied back in this game, but it does kind of feel like they're facing a different challenge in Pewamo-Westphalia.
ATAP is really having a hard time finding quality shots against Pewamo-Westphalia's defense, but even more so, it's Pewamo-Westphalia's offense in the half-court set that is completely picking apart ATAP. There needs to be more communication from ATAP on the defensive end.
Lewis Lovejoy, as ATAP tries to figure it out on this offensive trip. Team that did end up scoring 78 against Menominee. 31 in the first half. Lovejoy, rainbow 3, bottom.
ATAP is never out of a game because Lovejoy can single-handedly bring them back into it. He is an absolutely lethal scorer who nearly averages a double-double.
Piggott on the move. Got another whistle and a foul. They have to respect that three-point shot. Piggott, even as a big guy, has that ability. And they ding Devontae Grandison here.
Grandison totally respected Piggott's three-point shot. He ran out there, rushed up, got in his grill. The issue is he can't ride his hip. At that point, you have to call for help, and defense needs to slide over, being camped out on that help line to contest.
Talked a little bit about the state championship game that ATAP played in last year where they lost to Riverview Gabriel Richard, the team that knocked out Pewamo-Westphalia in the semis. ATAP only led that game for about 3 minutes. Lewis Lovejoy played well, had 21 points and 8 rebounds, but in that game, Lexi, a thing that doomed ATAP was they didn't have a second scoring option, and that's kind of the way it's going today. Lovejoy's got 7 of the 10 for ATAP.
There's been a lot of games where ATAP had to rely on Lovejoy solely to win them the game. There's always in it.
Piggott got the block on Grandison. Couple of cracks for Devontae and no dice.
Piggott's so strong down low, he does a good job of staying clean. Grandison can't put his head down or get frustrated by that. Next play mentality.
Eklund back inside. Fighting for his miss. Grady Eklund again!
Eklund is so good at drawing contact. He utilizes shot fakes, utilizes his footwork. Grandison tried to keep his hands up clean, but threw in the body at the end. He could have avoided all that if he turned around, boxed out Eklund on the first attempt, pulled down the defensive board for a stop.
Deshaun Payton about to come in for ATAP, as all of their starters have at least one foul. And Devontae Grandison and Lewis Lovejoy both have 2. This is not a deep ATAP team. They technically played 8 guys in the semifinal win, but Tai Tru Lang barely played. This is not a deep bench to begin with, and already a couple of big pieces in foul trouble. Into the lane goes Price, and he's on the board.
Price did a really nice job recognizing Piggott was waiting there on the help line to get another big block. Got to throw up that floater before the big guy can get to you.
Farmer gave it up. Got it back. Piggott in that corner again. Eklund spin, and he dribbled it off his foot.
ATAP dodged a bullet, though, because Price was not slid over on the help line ready for Eklund's drive, and that's where ATAP has struggled a lot today. When that first line of defense gets beat, no one else is there.
Chance for ATAP to get closer here after that break. Price came off a couple of screens and got swatted. Farmer saying it was off Price. They do say it's off Pewamo-Westphalia.
Price double-teamed that time between Farmer and Piggott. Great block from behind from Farmer, but he has to be able to realize, Price, how to dish out of a double.
Long rebounds. Lovejoy wanted it. He got it back. By the way, Pewamo-Westphalia, 3 blocks already in this game. Lovejoy. Oh my goodness, the definition of smooth.
Lovejoy starting to get in that zone. His confidence is overflowing out of him when he starts his little hand movements and chants, his chirping, you know it's on.
Piggott still thinking about that corner pop, hasn't taken it yet. Corner three. Phelan almost got his miss, eventually got it. Piggott lost the ball. Unsettled sequence stays on this end.
Unsettled sequence because ATAP did do a better job at their scramble defense that time, and it all started with Price. He was doing a really good job communicating, being a vocal leader out there as a senior.
Off the inbound, right to Eklund. Mismatch and two more.
Eklund said, that's easy money, and now ATAP gets an unforced turnover here. Oh, never mind, they'll bring it back.
Pewamo-Westphalia crowd thinks that should be their ball. I suppose they gave a reprieve, Tony Ball did, and let ATAP keep the ball. Pewamo-Westphalia shooting 61%, ATAP at 27. Lovejoy keeping them afloat. He got another three.
Crazy miscommunication out of PW. If anything, keep the double team there. Don't send them both away. You've got to lock in on Lovejoy out of everybody.
He's got 13 of ATAP's 18 points. Farmer shot faking. Got inside and scored again.
ATAP closes out too hard on the three-point shooters. What needs to happen is they already have to be there so that it's just one or two quick chops instead of a sprint out. Because if you're a defender sprinting out at a three-point shooter, you are the easiest defender to beat with a quick first step.
Lovejoy got a foul. It's the first on Ty Phelan. Lexi, you are on it. Right now, Lewis Lovejoy's got that look in his eye.
You can tell when a player locks into that zone, their eyes gloss over, they lock in, their body language is different. Lovejoy wants all the smoke right now.
Likes this matchup on Phelan. Grandison almost banked that one in. Oh, Lovejoy in the corner almost got the steal. They say it's off Lewis, but a play's never over when that guy's on the court.
100%. Lovejoy is the Energizer Bunny as a guard who's not the tallest guy out there, to say the least. He does such a good job at pulling down boards. He leads the squad with nearly 7 a game.
Pewamo-Westphalia has not trailed in this game. Eklund, a big reason why. Piggott! Oh, man, that was almost a pretty move for the big man.
Piggott looking like a guard out there with the spin cycle.
Lovejoy starting to draw defense. He shook up Eklund. Left it short. Too many moves.
Lovejoy, his moves were great. They put Eklund on skates. He got all the way into the rack, had all the space in the world, but he utilized all that energy on his ball handling instead of focusing on the shot.
Piggott looking around. 10 and 14 in the semis. Held in check today, just 4 points for 32 in blue. Farmer. Phelan threw it away. That was a really good defensive possession by ATAP.
Much better adjustment by ATAP in this second quarter. They're playing better team defense, moving on a string, calling out the switches sooner, and it's working. They're getting some stops.
Nolan George comes back in. Phelan's out. As Trent Piggott's face told the story. Similar looking game that ATAP played in their semi against Menominee on Thursday. Struggled early, surged late. Lovejoy gave it up. Price! Phelan the rebound.
ATAP is settling on the three ball. The only player who can pull up on a three without getting a paint touch first should be Lovejoy. Everyone else needs more rhythm.
Eklund on Lovejoy. Lewis couldn't grab it. Eklund scores again.
Eklund's so good at staying locked in. It doesn't matter if you bobble him, if you almost tie him up. He knows his mission. You aren't stopping him.
Timeout. Zach Kelso calls another one. ATAP was down by 9 points, Lexi, at halftime of their semifinal game against Menominee. They hung in that fight and surged in the second half, but Menominee didn't have a player like Grady Eklund.
Eklund is so good at staying locked in. He was completely fearless of Grandison coming over. Big body, big wingspan, coming up trying to contest. Eklund had those eyes locked on the rim. ATAP can still get back into this game. We've seen them come back from down 9 at the half in semifinals. They have to continue having that effort. PW is doing a really good job at the second ATAP starts to go on a run at stopping the bleeding and stringing together some score-stop-score sequences for themselves to keep their foot on the gas.
Dominic Schneider, PW alum, trying to get them all the way home. His counterpart on the girls' side is Grady Eklund's dad. Steve Eklund is the head coach of the girls' team, and they're still alive in their playoffs. We very may well see them back at the Breslin Center for the girls' semis and finals next weekend. Lovejoy attacking. Oh, it just wouldn't roll in, but he's 90% at the line this year, so a safe bet as he walks there.
If I'm Lovejoy, I'm going at Eklund every single time. If he's down low on that help line, I'm trying to get PW's best player in foul trouble as soon as possible to get him sitting on the bench.
There's something about the Lovejoy family. They just make free throws. Lewis Lovejoy is 90% at the line. His older brother, Orlando, who was Detroit Mercy's best player this year, he was also 90% at the free throw line.
The other thing that ATAP has to adjust on is feeding the hot hands. Lovejoy's 5 for 11 from the field. All other ATAP players just 2 for 15. They've got to get that ball in the hands of Lovejoy.
Higgett turned around, got his miss. The big man working hard. And Trent's going back to the line. He has lived at the charity stripe in this first half.
Grandison cannot play that pogo stick battle game against Piggott. You have to turn around, box out, and push out of the paint. If you give Piggott multiple opportunities down low, he's going to put you in the dirt one way or another, even if it's by heading to the free throw line.
Lexi, we got real serious foul problems that we must foul with ATAP the rest of the way. 3 different starters. Lewis Lovejoy, Devontae Grandison, Dontrell Grandison all have 2 fouls.
What's really scary is ATAP is not a big team. Their biggest guy is Dontrell Grandison, who's starting to get in some foul trouble now.
Eklund thought about it. Phelan will take it. Eklund, oh boy, big call. That's his second foul.
This is key for ATAP. You want to try to get Eklund in foul trouble as soon as possible, but a really good decision by PW's head coach, Dominic Schneider, to pull Eklund out right now. He doesn't want to risk anything.
Gonna roll the dice. Is this the part of the ball game where ATAP closes the gap going into halftime? Lovejoy drawing multiple Pewamo-Westphalia defenders. Inside, Grandison fouled. That's the 4th team foul on Pewamo-Westphalia.
Grandison does a good job at sealing on the blocks, and especially with Piggott pushed up so far, doubling Lovejoy, that's where Lovejoy has to find Grandison down low. But Grandison needs to demand it. He's got to find that seal down there first.
That's Ty Phelan's second foul. So now 3 different Pewamo-Westphalia players have 2 fouls. Lovejoy. Oh, man. This guy's just a born scorer for the moment he came out of the womb.
Right in front of PW student section 2, who's sitting there chanting airball, thinking that's going to get in Lovejoy's head. That fuels him.
18 for Lewis. All but 5 of the ATAP points belong to number 0. And a steal. ATAP surging with Eklund out of the game. Lovejoy. Grandison had it ripped out of his hands.
Really good job, though, by ATAP. Almost getting another steal right there. They forced the turnover, and now they have forced PW into 6 turnovers, a team that's really good at taking care of the rock. If ATAP can turn their defense into offense, they're going to get back into this game so quickly.
Lewis Lovejoy is the type of player where you cannot sleep on him for a second. If you do, he will do what he just did, create a turnover. ATAP has survived a first half where anyone not named Lovejoy can make a shot. They'll play for the final shot of a first half they didn't control, but they're alive. Lovejoy with 4. Lewis Lovejoy. Almost got that one to drop. And PW's lead is 5 after 2 quarters of the Division III state championship.
ATAP had to shake off some nerves, get some mistakes out, make up from it in the first quarter. They have finally started to get into their rhythm in the second.
Big day for Pewamo-Westphalia, trying to win their 2nd ever state championship in boys basketball. It could be back-to-back. The girls could win it next weekend. Pewamo-Westphalia's done that before, by the way. They did it in 2019. One of their proudest alums, the head coach, Dominic Schneider, is going to join us on the floor with Alexis Ayala. All right, Alexis ready with Coach Schneider. Let's send it to him.
Coach, a strong first half, but how do you slow down Lovejoy on your defensive end?
I think we just got to keep working him, throwing extra bodies at him. We can't lose track of him. We went under a few screens that hurt us. We got to have a high hand on him and respect his mid-range game as well.
What do you feel like is working best for you on the offensive end?
Taking our time. I think we make them have to defend in the half court and get our weak side curls and our weak side players. We're finding good shots. So we got to be patient and not play at their pace offensively.
Main adjustment you want to let your team be aware of to make for the second half?
Offensive rebounding on their end. We got to make sure we box them out, get them off the glass, get no extra opportunities. They got a few, and that's hurt us. So if we can get one shot from them and get them going against our half-court defense, I like our chances.
Coach, appreciate it. Good luck second half.
Dominic Schneider, a proud PW alum, trying to get his team to the finish line, but it's going to be tough. Halftime push-ups are always a necessity. Lewis Lovejoy has scored 18 of the 23 ATAP points. That's 78%. I didn't do that math. Our stats guy Dave did. God bless him, because my math skills aren't all great. Second half coming up. Grady Eklund and Pewamo-Westphalia with the early punch. But ATAP hanging in the game. They trailed at half in the semis and still won. This ball game is far from over.
High school sports are meant to be fun.
We love to represent our school.
And we care about our sports.
We know you do too.
And because we all care, it can sometimes get intense.
So let's make the experience more fun for everyone.
We know it's easy to react and shout during games.
But we all make mistakes.
The game is more enjoyable when we hear positive cheering.
Referees are human. Respect their decisions. They aren't perfect.
When you feel like yelling, remember that you represent our school.
We want to win, but just remember to keep the energy positive towards all.
During the season, we spend a lot of time with our coaches. They have a tough job.
Please accept their decisions.
And be thankful for all the time they devoted to making us better.
Thank you for coming to our games and always supporting us.
We couldn't do this without you.
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 We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools. From Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Back at the Breslin Center, halftime of our 3rd game of the day, the Division III State Championship. Division II will round out the day with tip-off slated right around 6:45. We've been here all weekend covering the semis and finals. Shout out to all the hardworking folks behind the scenes with the MHSAA and beyond for putting together outstanding weekends like this to celebrate the outstanding student athletes across the state. Lexi, you and I were here for both Pewamo-Westphalia and ATAP semifinal games on Thursday. And I think everyone who watched that ATAP semi against Menominee is probably feeling the same way as they're watching this game. This kind of looks like the Menominee game. ATAP was down at half, rallied back in the second half. Pewamo-Westphalia's got to find a way to make sure history doesn't happen again.
The main difference for ATAP in this game from the semifinals game is how much foul trouble they got in the first half. That could cause for scary, dangerous territory in the second, so they have to be as disciplined as they've ever been in order to possibly make a comeback and get this win.
Lewis Lovejoy with 18 points, one of the finest sophomore scorers in Michigan at it again, keeping ATAP alive. As we keep counting down to the start of the second half, Pewamo-Westphalia trying to win their second ever state championship. A weekend before maybe the girls team wins it here back at the Breslin Center. ATAP here for the second straight year in a row, trying to win their first ever state championship. Still a lot to be decided when we start the second half in just a few minutes for the Breslin.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports is supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe that coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
And respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports,
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
We opened the broadcast talking about how much this game meant to these two programs. Arts and Technology Academy of Pontiac lost in this game last year, doesn't want history to repeat itself. Pewamo-Westphalia from just down the road trying to win their second state championship. Back courtside at the Breslin. Alexis Ayala, Evan Stockton. Lex, I think everyone would be forgiven if they've watched this whole game with us. We're going, how in the heck is it only a 5-point game considering that ATAP, aside from Lovejoy, has missed a lot of shots in this game?
It's that ATAP heart and hustle and the way that Lovejoy can single-handedly bring them into a game. However, PW is doing such a good job in the hustle categories themselves as well. They are winning the rebound battle. They are dominating points in the paint, 19-4.
We'll look at the first half highlights. You're going to see a lot of 10. Grady Eklund for Pewamo-Westphalia, top scorer in the history of the school. And number 0, Lewis Lovejoy, the stud sophomore for ATAP. Another thing, Lexi, we got to pay attention to when the second half starts a little bit. Yeah, Eklund's got 12. Lovejoy's got 18. But they also have 2 fouls. I wonder how, if at all, that will affect their games in the second half.
Eklund is a very high IQ style player. He knows how to play with 3 or 4 fouls and stay clean. Meanwhile, Lovejoy, he struggles sometimes when he gets in foul trouble at recognizing I can't be the same Energizer Bunny that I'm used to being. He still can do that and utilize that on the offensive end, but he's got to be able to take a step off and be more careful on the defensive end, because more than anybody, ATAP needs Lovejoy out there.
In case you're wondering if it's an impossibility for ATAP to come back and win this basketball game, it's not for two reasons. One, Lewis Lovejoy plays for their team. Two, you may remember in the Division I championship game we just called a few hours ago, East Lansing led by 10 in the first half and 5 at halftime. Rockford rallied back and won that game. We've learned already today that leads are no sure thing. And, you know, some of these shots that Lewis Lovejoy makes, Lexi, they really are stupid. How tough they are, and he makes them look so darn easy.
He's as shifty as they come. His ability to create space, put you on skates, wild.
I mean, the stats, again, ATAP is shooting 28% as a team, and that includes a guy who has 18 points, and they're getting crushed on the glass. The fact they're even this close, to your point, they're hard at hustle. They deserve a lot of credit for hanging in this game.
You said that this game reminds you a lot of ATAP's game against Menominee, and one huge similarity is the way that ATAP was losing the rebound battle at halftime against Menominee. They made that adjustment in the locker room, came out with the passion, the love of the game, that heart, hustle, determination. That's the culture of that squad. If they can do that today, we might have a similar ending to the semifinals.
Second half coming up, should be a good one in our Division III championship game. Arts and Technology Academy of Pontiac trying to win their first state title. Pewamo-Westphalia trying to win their second since 2019. Second half coming up in just a few.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
High school sports are meant to be fun.
We love to represent our school.
And we care about our sports.
We know you do too.
And because we all care, it can sometimes get intense.
So let's make the experience more fun for everyone.
We know it's easy to react and shout during games.
But we all make mistakes.
The game is more enjoyable when we hear positive cheering.
Referees are human. Respect their decisions. They aren't perfect.
When you feel like yelling, remember that you represent our school.
We want to win, but just remember to keep the energy positive towards all.
During the season, we spend a lot of time with our coaches. They have a tough job.
Please accept their decisions.
And be thankful for all the time they devoted to making us better.
Thank you for coming to our games and always supporting us.
We couldn't do this without you.
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 When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, non-stop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories. Unstoppable. More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once, so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
Second half coming up. ATAP trying to do it again. Rallied back in their semi against Menominee on Thursday and won by double digits. Hoping for history to happen again. Their head coach, interim head coach Zach Kelso, just spoke with Lexi.
Coach, Lovejoy with 18 in that first half, but the next leading scorer behind him just has 3. How can you get other players going on the offensive end?
We just got to run through our offense a little bit more. They about to hit. It's about to be a different half.
What was the main adjustment in the locker room at halftime?
Talk on defense.
Appreciate it, Coach. Good luck second half.
Second half coming up. Lewis Lovejoy, the star. 18 of the 23 points in the first half for ATAP. So, Lexi, we've spent a lot of this halftime talking about how, hey, Pewamo-Westphalia is hoping ATAP doesn't do the same thing that they did to Menominee in the semis. How can Pewamo-Westphalia make sure that the way that it floated away for Menominee in their semifinal game, same thing doesn't happen to them?
Pewamo has to Pewamo-Westphalia has to continue to play their game. It's a team basket, fundamental style, flirting with international style of play in their offensive half-court sets, their off-the-ball movement, the backdoor cuts. That was the main thing that ATAP's coach said that they needed to adjust on, better communication on the defensive end, because Pewamo-Westphalia has been picking them apart in that first half. If they can continue to have that flow and rhythm, they can win this game.
I hope our production crew can get a quick shot of the head coach of Pewamo-Westphalia, Dominic Schneider. Not to toot my own horn, Lexi knows this. I'm a bit of a shoe guy. How have I not noticed the Air Force Ones that Pewamo-Westphalia's head coach is wearing? They're custom. They're white, they're blue, they're gold. When they break the huddle, you'll get a good shot of it. I am hyping these things up, but I promise they look really cool. I mean, look, it's a state title game, Lexi. You got to look good, you know?
Exactly. He must have some connections with the custom. You're going to have to connect with him later.
Big day for him, trying to get his alma mater to the promised land and win another state championship. Zach Kelso is the interim head coach for ATAP. Lewis Lovejoy's dad, Orlando, was the coach, but he cannot coach right now because he was ejected too many times in the regular season. So Zach Kelso is the coach right now for ATAP. 30 years ago, he won a state title playing for Detroit Martin DePores. Trying to do the same thing, trying to lead a team to a championship as Pewamo-Westphalia breaks the huddle. Will we see the shoes? There they are. Look at those things. They're beautiful.
The lower third, I'm crying. Cool shoes.
Oh, they're working hard in the graphics department today. God bless them. That's outstanding. Matt McCullough leading our production crew this entire weekend. They have worked hard 3 consecutive days. Very busy weekends at the Breslin Center for the boys and the girls next weekend. And thanks to everyone who worked so hard behind the scenes to make it a seamless operation. All right, let's kick off the second half. ATAP trailed by 9 in their semifinal against Menominee and won. So they're not scared with this deficit. You can bet that. Trent Piggott on cue lost the ball. Numbers for ATAP. Lovejoy. I don't know if this guy will miss in the second half.
The Lovejoy confidence is through the roof. To come up in transition instead of diving at you, going to the rack instead of and pull up from 3. That might be even flirting with cockiness right there, but that's what you need to be great.
That is basketball in 2026. Odd man rush and a fast break, pull up 3. Grady Eklund inside. Open man. Farmer miss. Lovejoy's got it. Lewis Lovejoy into a triple team. Lost the ball.
Lovejoy has to be able to facilitate out of that, especially when there is another streaker coming with him, a lion in the fast break.
Closest this game has been since it was 2-0. Lovejoy almost got another steal. He thinks it should be their ball.
Lovejoy does a really good job getting in the passing lanes. It doesn't matter if someone's bigger than him. He's got some bunnies. He's got the athleticism. Most importantly, he has the heart.
Unfortunately for Lewis, they have not added challenges in high school basketball yet, like they added coaches challenges in college basketball. Get ready to see that a lot over the next 3 weeks. People are going to learn about the new continuation rule, too. Logan Farmer drops it in.
Farmer was a really key piece of PW's game in the semifinals when they had. Farmer stepped up in big ways, but he does it in the flow of the game. It's a quiet confidence for Farmer.
George trying to stay in front of Lovejoy. I don't know if that's possible.
Nothing quiet about Lovejoy's confidence. He plays with such swagger. He wants the smoke. He's ready for the big moments as just a sophomore.
George to a cutter. It's Eklund. Ton of contact, missed it again. Grady Eklund never got a call. He still scored.
Eklund, my goodness, he's never going to turn around, get frustrated, try to yell with the rest, argue with them. He's putting his head back down. He's going back for it. He's never waiting for the call. He's going to grab that, make some magic happen himself.
Grandison spin. Grandison to the line.
Good spin by Grandison. He's the player that really needs to step up outside of Lovejoy, so there's a second threat on the court. Grandison, really good job getting to the charity stripe. That's going to be key down the stretch for ATAP to stay in this game.
Lexi, I'm about to give you your dream opportunity. You get to be a head coach. You get to be Dominic Schneider for Pewamo-Westphalia. Your best player, the top scorer the school's ever had, Grady Eklund, just picked up his third foul. Do you take him out? Do you leave him in?
I don't take Eklund out specifically because Eklund has a high IQ, tons of emotional maturity. He knows how to play with 3 fouls. You can keep him in and trust it.
Devontae Grandison at the line. Struggled all year, 57%, and he just missed 2.
ATAP has to lock in. That emotional maturity has to be better down the stretch. They're a team that knows how to battle through adversity, but the margin of error is so small in the championship game.
Farmer, tough catch. Farmer with room. He's going to the line.
Again, it's the discipline for ATAP. They have to lock in better. They started this game off racking up fouls, and they adjusted on that well, communicated on defense better. That was the main adjustment that coach said had to be made in the second half, was to communicate better on defense. And when you get beat, you've got to call for the help. You cannot just foul and send a really good free throw shooting team in PW to the line.
Farmer on the year, 83%. That's the broadcaster's jinx. Pickett don't care. He's got 2 more.
Unacceptable if you're ATAP to allow PW to get the offensive rebound off the free throw. When you're ATAP, you have the numbers. You need to box out, pull it down, get a chip on your shoulder, and start taking some things personally.
Lovejoy fouled. It would be the second on Nolan George.
Good job by Lovejoy at drawing some contact. He tried to get it up into a shooting motion, it looked like, but didn't quite get it off.
You know, we've talked a lot about the first semifinal game of the weekend when ATAP rallied back to meet Menominee. The way the Menominee built a big lead was paint points. Lovejoy swatted, and they called blocking foul. Phelan's third. ATAP trying to go inside. They are being outscored in the paint in this game, 26-4 by PW.
Because look at how packed in that paint is for PW. They've got players camped out on the help line. It was really close to being a charge that Phelan took right there. It went in the favor of Lovejoy, and which is why one of the reasons ATAP has to keep getting into the paint. They have to find more fouls, get PW in some foul trouble for themselves.
When we talk about young-born scores at the high school level in Michigan, yesterday Jordan McDaniel for Brother Rice drops 31. Lewis Lovejoy, who's a sophomore, just wants to remind everyone, please don't forget about me. He's got 25 in the state title game, and there's still over half the quarter to go.
Something that could also help ATAP, as that was a good deflection out of bounds on the defensive end for them, is to drop into a zone. At this point, PW has only taken 5 3-pointers in this game. They're dominating the paint, though, with those 26 points down low. And if you get in the zone, you can pack in that paint better and force PW into settling on a 3.
Farmer blocked by Lovejoy, of all people. And an interception by Grandison.
ATAP defense much better. They are really getting PW to turn it over.
Lovejoy, 27.
Not only is ATAP forcing PW into turnovers, they've now also scored 10 points off of those turnovers, doing a good job capitalizing on the offensive end in transition.
Dominic Schneider with a bit of a perplexed look on his face. He knows what this ATAP team can do to you. Blink your eyes and they'll crawl back in a game. When you got Lewis Lovejoy, you're never really out of a game.
Lovejoy does such a good job. Everyone thinks of his nearly 27 points per game as the key thing that stands out. But his ability to turn you over on the defensive end, alter your shots. He's out here at 5'10", and that might be generous, getting some blocks. He knows how to affect a game in every way.
Pewamo-Westphalia has kept ATAP at an arm's length for much of this game. We keep talking about going inside, Lexi. That's been the X factor. Pewamo-Westphalia is outscoring ATAP by darn near 20 in the paint in this game.
PW eats in the paint. It's because of their off-the-ball movement, their unselfishness, their ability to whip that ball around, play that international style of play. However, a good adjustment for ATAP really would be dropping into that zone to pack the paint more often. That always baits the offensive team into settling on a three.
Still 4:05 to go in the third. This was a 5-point game at halftime. Farmer will inbound it. Pewamo-Westphalia has never trailed in this game. They scored the first basket 14 seconds in, and it's been their game ever since. But ATAP's putting some doubt in their minds. Eklund, wouldn't drop. Baker, tough rebound for ATAP.
Better defense, especially in the one-on-one assignments from ATAP. They did a good job there, but that help defense still has to be ready. It was wide open in the paint lane.
Lovejoy. Long rebound. Pickett's got it.
That's the other part of the game that PW is dominating, the rebound battle, 26-14.
Eklund's got the answer. That's one of the best players PW's ever had.
That was only the second three made all day by PW. Eklund has an out-cold automatic three-point shot, but he hasn't had to use it yet.
Jaden Price up to 4. He had a season-high 27 in the semis. He's been in check in this game.
Price is doing a really good job being an extra scorer for ATAP. That's really what they need on the offensive end to free up some space for Lovejoy.
First couple of games of the day, very competitive. And this one, very competitive too. Eklund! Rebound, Pewamo-Westphalia. George, no. Farmer! A third shot coming, Eklund got it. Eklund was crushed. That's a foul on Deshaun Payton.
It looks like PW wants this game more, and that's not to knock the heart and hustle that ATAP has had throughout this game, but ATAP cannot allow 4 offensive rebounds in one possession. At some point, someone has to start taking it personal. You have to have a player-led team when you make it to the stage of a state championship game. It's so loud in here, you can hardly hear your coach over there on the sidelines. Someone out there on the court has to have everyone start taking more accountability for ATAP.
And we talked a little bit, Lexi, in their semifinal game against Menominee on Thursday about, hey, yeah, they're back from being in this spot last year, but they did lose 3 starters. They don't have their regular head coach. They got an interim head coach. Who is going to lead them when it matters most? And of course they've got Lewis Lovejoy, but he's a sophomore. PW's got Grady Eklund, who's a senior, a built-in leader.
Yeah, the leadership is just a little different. Lovejoy leads by example with his game, but Grandison is the senior who's a vocal leader.
He barrels his way in and gets the roll. PW wanted a call back.
Grandison knows how to bring a lot of contagious energy to the squad too. When he sees a bucket go in, that just lights a fire under everybody.
Eklund says, get out of the way. Eklund blocked. Grandison throws it ahead. Lovejoy, 29.
Grandison is a difference maker in this game right now. He's making big plays on the defensive end, stopping PW's all-time leading scorer, Eklund, getting a big block, and not only that, but his QB touchdown pass to Lovejoy in transition. Now, Grandison's getting a chip on his shoulder, scoring. Check out that pass, the vision. All right, QB Grandison. He's a wide receiver on the football team, but he looks like a QB right now.
This is the closest the game has been since it was 2-0. Pewamo-Westphalia burns another timeout. Each team has 3 remaining. We've talked about it a lot today, but it bears repeating. ATAP trailed Menominee by 9 at halftime in their semifinal game. Came back and won. We've also talked a lot about how, hey, Pewamo-Westphalia is killing ATAP inside, but how are they doing it? How ATAP's getting them back? Fast break points. Lovejoy, a bunch of his 29 have been in fast break. ATAP's got 11 fast break points. Pewamo-Westphalia doesn't have any.
They played two completely different styles, Pewamo-Westphalia and ATAP. That high-octane, fast-paced offense really favors ATAP, where PW is really good is slowing it down in their half-court sets and being patient to find quality shots.
Back to Eklund. Kicking. Phelan! Big time free!
Eklund's vision, again, it's great. He is so unselfish when he plays the game of basketball. He sees that double team hit him, he's immediately finding the open shooter.
Lovejoy got the answer! That's 32!
Lovejoy plays a style of anything you can do, I can do better. He lives for the moments like that.
We may have to start looking up scoring records in a title game. Lewis Lovejoy is hunting 50. Grandison got a steal. Devontae Grandison. This game is tied.
ATAP has got into this game after now PW with an unforced turnover, just tucking it straight out of bounds. ATAP has gotten back into this game because there's other players stepping up. Lovejoy can only sustain a game so long, being the only scoring threat. Coach said at halftime, we need to trust our sets. Other players will score. They are.
ATAP has never led in this game. They can take the lead here. Lewis Lovejoy trying to put him on skates. Lovejoy can go to the line and give ATAP its first lead.
Lovejoy is by far the shiftiest player that we have seen at the Breslin thus far, through semifinals games, through the state finals games. Lovejoy does such a good job at rocking you to sleep. His crossover lethal, his ability to create space insane.
He just missed his first free throw of the weekend. That felt like a tired leg free throw.
Lovejoy's an 89% free throw shooter. He's got to give his all here, lock in.
He got the second, and this is the first lead of the game for the Arts and Technology Academy of Pontiac. No shot clock, Michigan high school basketball, so does PW play for the final shot? Doesn't look like it. Eklund gives him the lead back.
Eklund is the go-to bucket getter. He plays unselfish, but he knows when it's time to turn it on and get his team a bucket, he's putting his head down and you aren't stopping him.
Lovejoy's got the rock in his hands. Spinning, shooting, making again! Lewis Lovejoy, the game of his life!
Woo! Lovejoy on the biggest stage. Watch Lovejoy. First, his spin cycle. He cuts that first line of defense off. He prepares for the second. He knows how to adjust. He's not even phased. Someone's camping out waiting for him. He's got his eyes locked on the rim, and he is in his zone.
If Lewis Lovejoy makes this free throw, he ties the Division III Class C scoring record in a title game. That's the broadcaster's jinx. Time for PW. Eklund hunting foul. He did not get that foul. And ATAP will have the lead. It's their second of the game going into the fourth.
ATAP is a second half team. They turn it up when the pressure's on. Grandison's out there hyping up the crowd. This is what they live for.
Fourth quarter of a Division III championship game that's getting darn good coming up from the Breslin.
Scholarship is funding every grad, every path. Odds are your high school senior or recent grad will qualify for tuition-free community college, up to $27,500 at a public or private university, or up to $4,000 for a trade school or career training program, no matter their GPA. Wherever your child is headed, there's free money to get them there. Simply fill out the FAFSA to apply. Get started at mi.gov/achievement.
How much longer? Relax. I can't. This online betting thing is getting out of control. Come on. We're having fun. But we need to pay rent, buy books, groceries. Blah, blah, blah. They're called priorities for a reason. We'll get to those things. Maybe. This isn't gonna end well.
Don't regret the bet. For tips that will help you play it smart, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board.
The MHSAA Basketball Finals are brought to you by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Feels like we're watching a classic in this Division III state championship between Arts and Technology Academy of Pontiac and Pewamo-Westphalia. ATAP's got the lead going into the fourth. They took a lead late in the third. Their only lead before that was 2-0. We are seeing one of the best scoring performances in the history of Michigan high school basketball state finals history. Lewis Lovejoy has tied the Class C Division III record. Well, he's one away from tying it. He's got 35, the record's 36. He needs 15 to set a new record. The old record, the standing record, Keith Appling for the Pershing Doughboys at 09 dropped 49. With the way Lovejoy's going, he may get to a 50.
It feels like he is. He's completely in that zone. Lovejoy is in takeover mode, and so far, PW hasn't adjusted against him well. There hasn't been a double team that we've seen on Lovejoy yet.
Lovejoy's in that corner.
Farmer is face guarding him now, though.
So Grandison will wade in through a ton of contact. Pickett the rebounds.
The adjustment ATAP has to be ready to make if Lovejoy is going to be face guarded like that the rest of the game. Is a lot more screen set for him to get that ball back in his hands.
George to Pickett. Eklund off a screen. Eklund fouled. Grady Eklund working hard, going back inside and getting another foul on Dontrell Grandison.
Thought the Grandison foul was a little ticky-tacky. A little bit of body, but nothing too crazy to call a foul there, but it doesn't matter. Grandison can't turn around and complain about it because Eklund got his own board anyway. He was going right back up for a second one, which has been the Achilles heel of ATAP throughout this game.
Stars have been shining in this game. Eklund on 20 points, Lovejoy on the 35. This is now a couple of big free throw misses for Grady Eklund. If there is a hole in his game, he's only 68% at the free throw line. One more come. Lovejoy brings it up the floor. If you haven't heard his name, you're learning it on the state's biggest stage. Lovejoy says, get out of the way, give me some room. Lovejoy into the lane. Rebound Pickett.
That shot's okay for Lovejoy. If anyone's taking that shot contested, Lovejoy has to be the one to do it. He can still knock those down.
Grady Eklund has played most of this half with 3 fouls. Spitzley to Pickett. He's all alone, and PW's back in front.
You almost got to give Eklund an assist for the screen he set right there for Pickett. Completely caught up ATAP. No communication again by ATAP on that screen, which has been a reason that they've struggled.
Zach Kelso will burn a 30-second timeout. Always following these timeout situations down the stretch in a tight title game like this. ATAP's going to have a couple left. Arts and Technology Academy of Pontiac has led this game for 100 seconds. Until they took a lead in the third, their only lead was 2-0. Lewis Lovejoy's kept him afloat. He's got 35 of their 46. But Pewamo-Westphalia, Lexi, just trying to get this thing to the finish line. I mean, is it as simple as you got to double or triple Lovejoy and make somebody else beat you? Is there more coaching going on here for PW?
That's the main key. You have to really throw a double team on Lovejoy. I'm shocked that PW hasn't done that yet, especially when they are coached by Dominic Schneider, a very high IQ style coach who knows how to make in-game adjustments. He made a small tweak and has Farmer now face guarding Lovejoy, but that's not enough. Oftentimes Lovejoy is the one bringing the ball up.
It's getting closer and closer to history, although Lovejoy has not scored yet in this fourth quarter. Price on go. Foul call.
Good job by Price, taking that all the way inside. Really key for ATAP to get to that charity stripe, chip away at this just 2-point deficit, especially with the clock stopped, because every possession matters right now.
Big reason why ATAP came back and won their semi against Menominee. This guy at the line, Jaden Price, was a stud. Season high, 27. He was 10 of 12 shooting. Today, after that missed free throw, stuck on 4 points.
It's been a rough go for everyone on ATAP's squad outside of Lovejoy. There's not a single other player in double digits outside of him.
Oh, it's ATAP ball. Eklund let it go out of bounds because he thought it was off Grandison. It was off Eklund.
Looks like the right call.
Every single call the rest of this game, I can guarantee you, will be hotly contested. Lovejoy. He's missed all 3 shots he's taken in the fourth quarter.
Lovejoy has range, but he really is a lot more efficient on his 3-ball when he has that extra step in shooting at the high school line.
Oh, a great find. Logan Farmer, the lead grows.
The off-the-ball movement, the team basketball out of PW, it's hard to beat.
Price wades in. Grandison surveys. Devontae Grandison, blocking foul. That is already the second team foul on Pewamo-Westphalia in this quarter. And it's the 4th team foul on Nola George.
Grandison, Price, they're doing a good job bringing that ball into the lane, racking up some foul calls on PW, while Lovejoy is being limited right now. At first I said PW needed to throw the double team on him, but it seems like the face guard is working. He's struggled to get as much touches as he's used to.
Lovejoy trying to break this scoring seal in the 4th. Already he scored the most points in a title game since Foster Loyer scored 40 back in 2018. Pewamo-Westphalia has all their eyes locked on 0. Now Price on the move. Eklund out of play again off Pewamo-Westphalia.
More than anything right now, ATAP has to crash the O-glass. It was something that they struggled with in the Menominee game in the first half, but really capitalized and ended up winning the rebound battle in the second half. But right now, PW is winning that battle 32-18, and it's flat out hard to win a game like that if you're ATAP.
Farmer's been watching Lovejoy this whole quarter. Lewis Lovejoy. He's missed all 4 shots he's taken in the 4th.
Lovejoy has to keep shooting through it. These are not bad quality shots for him. We've seen him make those mid-range, those 3-ball setbacks all game long before this fourth quarter started.
Eklund inside. Piggott the mismatch. Got his miss. Piggott again!
Piggott is a monster on the glass. All game long, he has been able to grab that ball, that board over the top of Grandison's head.
Stays on this end. Trent Piggott, 11-11. Semi-final and final double-double for Pewamo-Westphalia's big guy, as Lewis Lovejoy has not scored yet in this fourth quarter.
Watch Piggott, really good job being aware that Lovejoy came flying over, let him fly by before going back up for 2 points.
Lovejoy off a couple of screens. Big shot, Price. He got it, a three.
Lovejoy, good job at being willing to dish that off to your open teammate from three when you get double teamed. High IQ style play right there.
We are far from the finish line. Intercepted, Lovejoy got a piece. Price on go. Rebound, Grandison. Lovejoy resets.
Much better relentlessness on the boards.
Lewis Lovejoy scores a new scoring record at the Division III Class C level. That's 37 for Lewis.
Because offensive rebounds really matter. Lovejoy doesn't give up on any play. First, he gets in the passing lanes on the defensive end, gets running in transition. Still one of the smallest guys out there. He's jumping around crazy, getting on the glass.
Cutting, Farmer had it picked by guess who? Lewis Lovejoy. Lovejoy sitting on 37. Grandison back in to his brother Devontae. Under 3 minutes to go.
Now Eklund wants all the smoke. He switched with Farmer over to guard Lovejoy.
No shot clock, Michigan high school basketball. So ATAP can be patient. They lost in this game last year. They were never really close. This thing's coming down to the bitter end. Can they win the first state title for Pontiac in over 20 years? Grandison! That didn't feel like his shot.
That's not Grandison's shot. He was wide open, so you would think, go ahead, take it. But when there's only 2:20 left in this game, you have to find the highest quality shot. Turn down good ones to make great ones.
Eklund down the avenue. Forced it up. It went in.
Eklund does an absolutely incredible job at adjusting to the help line defense coming up. He easily blows by the first line and is always ready for the second.
Couple of timeouts left for ATAP. 2 minutes to go. Price! Rebound Piggott. They're just not dropping in this quarter for ATAP as Devontae Grandison picks up his third team foul. It's only the second on ATAP in this quarter.
Right now there's a very fine line for Lovejoy in being able to facilitate, be unselfish, and dish it off when he's double teamed, and knowing that he's the player that has the hot hands, that has to take the shots down the stretch. He's doing just a touch too much facilitating right now.
Timeout, Pewamo-Westphalia. Still got a couple left after this one. What a ball game this has turned out to be. Lewis Lovejoy has dropped 37 for ATAP, but it's not just been the Lewis Lovejoy show. There's been other players in this story. Devontae Grandison, Jaden Price have also added to the scoring for ATAP in this game, as Pewamo-Westphalia is trying to fend them off. Lewis Lovejoy, 37 in this game, but just 2 in the fourth. He scored 17 in the third. Lex, to your point, we are getting to the point, if ATAP's going to come back and win this game, it may have to be somebody else than Lewis Lovejoy.
Grandison and Price have done a good job at stepping up at times, but it's not enough right now for Lovejoy to trust them into being the players taking the big shots with just 1:48 left. Just between Grandison and Price, the only 2 other players who have scored for ATAP today, they've only got 14 points between the 2. Lovejoy has 37. It is not time to dish that rock. Lovejoy has to get back into takeover mode immediately.
Let's watch how Pewamo-Westphalia attacks it down the stretch. Again, no shot clock, Michigan high school basketball. Oh, off the inbound, Farmer's alone. He scored!
Evan, we've seen that play ran way too many times. ATAP had to have seen it too. You have to have someone guarding and protecting home.
Lovejoy wants room. Lewis Lovejoy! Right back to the line.
Good job by Lovejoy imposing his will, not giving up that rock.
Got the foul on Trent Piggott. It's just his first. That basket for Pewamo-Westphalia by Logan Farmer, believe it or not, was their first fast break points of the game. I don't know how that's possible.
PW is a team that's really patient. They love to play in their half-court sets. They are very efficient playing that team basketball in the half-court.
39 for Lewis Lovejoy, but it's still a 3-point Pewamo-Westphalia lead. That's a foul on Deshaun Payton. All things considered, that may not be the end of the world because ATAP's going to foul a couple of more times to get Pewamo-Westphalia to the line rest of the game.
It's actually really good that ATAP had a foul right there. We've seen that work out in a disadvantage in the Division I game where when you need to extend the game with the free throw fight, you can only do it if you've got enough fouls.
Grady Eklund into the front court. Top scorer in the history of the school. He passed 2,000 in the quarterfinals. Clock becoming a factor. Eklund baseline. Eklund to the line!
Eklund is so big time. In a moment where a lot of teams would want to run out some of that clock. This game is a little too close to allow ATAP in the record-breaking performance out of Lovejoy get back into some contagious energy. Eklund knows how to take that all away and diminish it.
Grady Eklund in a game where Lewis Lovejoy's dropped 39 should not see the spotlight. He's got 25, and PW's in position coming up on a minute to go. Lovejoy got a screen. Gave it up. Good shot fake. McGee! Yes! His first shot of the game is a 2.
That's tough. McGee, big time bucket, but you have to realize where you are on the court. That's a long 2. They needed a 3 right there.
Pewamo-Westphalia's got to get it over. And their head coach, Dominic Schneider, was Johnny on the spot. He burned the timeout with that clock bleeding down.
Definitely not a bad timeout call. When ATAP gets into that ratcheted up defensive pressure, they have done a really good job at turning PW over, and PW cannot afford that right now. Throughout this game, Pewamo-Westphalia has committed 12 turnovers, and 15 points off of those turnovers went to ATAP.
A Pewamo-Westphalia team going for history, their second ever state championship. ATAP going for their first. Feels like the whole 2 towns of Pewamo and Westphalia are here. They may be back here next weekend. Their girls may play for a state championship. They're still alive. Lewis Lovejoy, 39. While it's been a team effort for Pewamo-Westphalia, Lewis Lovejoy is trying to carry ATAP to the finish line. Oh, it's a steal! Lovejoy! No! ATAP called timeout first. Can you believe he just stole the ball off the inbound?
I can't. Lovejoy has been everywhere. His vision, his IQ is excellent. It is way above his class of just a sophomore. He sees everything on that court, not just on the offensive end, where we see him able to break a defense down off the bounce, facilitate out of it. Mind you, he also averages nearly 8 assists per game. Today he's in full-on takeover, score-first mentality mode, but his ability to affect a game on the defensive end has been the difference maker in ATAP staying in this one.
Pirate Pete for Pewamo-Westphalia. Hopes for noise, but I kind of think that student section is so nervous it's tough to make noise. The crowd rooting for the ATAP Lions, trying to get them all the way home. All right, Lex, so here we go. 34 seconds left as ATAP breaks the huddle. Remember, one more foul and they will send Pewamo-Westphalia to the line rest of the game. So do you have enough time if you're ATAP to take a 2, or do you have to shoot a 3?
ATAP can still go inside. PW, especially at the high school level, players don't always have the emotional maturity and IQ to know not to foul there. And we have seen Lovejoy go for and one after and one in these semis, but no matter what, the only answer is Lovejoy. He has to be the one taking the shot.
Here he is, one of the greatest games in the history of the state finals. He's sitting on 39. Short. Eklund board. ATAP's got a foul.
ATAP needs to foul immediately. Woo.
Deshaun Payton didn't foul until after about 4 seconds. That's Deshaun Payton's 4th foul.
Eklund was really smart not to go anywhere with it. He saw how much space he had, how ATAP had a mental lapse, wasn't moving, just froze up on the defensive end, stood there and waited. Lovejoy just short on that shot. It was right on target. He was the right person to shoot it, but it should have came a little bit later. They needed to bleed more time off that clock first.
This is the guy Pewamo-Westphalia wants at the line as they try to salt away their 2nd ever state championship. The top scorer in the history of the school. The guy whose dad coaches the girls team, and they may win a state title next weekend. Grady Eklund with a chance for 27. ATAP gotta go. Lovejoy up the floor. He gets fouled. A smart foul by Logan Farmer. That was the foul Pewamo-Westphalia had to give.
Farmer has played really good defense today. The second that Coach Snyder made the change to have Farmer face guard Lovejoy, Lovejoy has been limited. He hasn't found as much success.
Price will inbound it. Lovejoy's got it. Lewis Lovejoy, 41.
Now the foul needs to come immediately by ATAP.
A lot of time coming here, and Lovejoy finally gives it. That's the wrong guy to send to the line. Logan Farmer is 83% this season. One miss, and ATAP's got a lifeline. And they do have a timeout left.
ATAP should have used that timeout right there in order to draw up a game plan on what to do on the defensive end and then what to do right after the free throw happens.
This is the biggest free throw of Logan Farmer's life. If he makes it, it may mean Pewamo-Westphalia wins the state championship.
This is huge free throw. This is the difference between a one-possession game where we've seen Lovejoy knock down 1,000,000 threes versus a two-possession game. And he knocks it down. Ice in his veins.
Pewamo-Westphalia calls their last timeout. And that dream of a state title may be about to come true.
Mind you, Evan, Farmer, this is his first season as a starter on varsity. His improvement from freshman year going into this year, his sophomore season, has been immense. He's a player that really put in the work in the offseason, got it done first on the defensive end. That's why Coach trusts him as just a sophomore to guard ATAP's best player, Lovejoy, who's out here breaking records today. When that change was made of Coach Snyder having Farmer face guard Lovejoy, it really took Lovejoy out of his rhythm.
The last thing Pewamo-Westphalia can have happen, Lexi. We've seen it a lot, college and pro, over the last few months. You can't foul them while shooting a free, so I'd have to imagine they're talking about in that huddle. Fellas, if they score, whatever. Just get the heck out of the way. We cannot have a foul situation.
100%. No fouls anywhere, from 3 or from 2, if ATAP decides to make that mental lapse and go for it.
ATAP's dream of a state title is fading fast. They need magic, and they need it right now. Lovejoy off the inbound. Lovejoy 3. It's not there. And it's Pewamo-Westphalia ball. The school from 30 minutes away. 2 towns, less than 1,000 folks, and no stoplights. They're going to be celebrating tonight for the second time ever. Pewamo-Westphalia has won the state championship.
Heartbreaking for Lovejoy in a record-breaking performance, but Pewamo-Westphalia played Pewamo-Westphalia basketball. That's what won them the game. High-quality shots, efficiency in team basketball. They shot 56% from the field. They're assisting 12 on the day, passing that ball around. It doesn't matter who scores it. It matters who has the best quality shot, and most importantly, the heart, the determination, the toughness, the bend-don't-break mentality. PW out-rebounded ATAP 38-21.
And that was the thing that almost burned them in the semifinals against Menominee. They built a big early lead, the Maroons did, against ATAP because they killed them on the glass. But ATAP's athleticism came back and won in the second half. Big factor for ATAP in the semifinals too. They got 27 from Jaden Price. Today, Lewis Lovejoy had 41, but the next highest scorer had 7. And Pewamo-Westphalia, Dominic Schneider, their alum of a head coach, is about to celebrate a state championship. Lewis Lovejoy has nothing to be sad about. I know it's going to sting, but you deserve to be happy. 41. Lewis Lovejoy with one of the performances that we've ever seen here at the Michigan High School Basketball Finals. Top 10 all time in scoring. ATAP falls in the title for the second straight year. Grady Eklund in his last ever game as a Pewamo-Westphalia Pirate. The top scorer in the history of the school as a state champ, and he's with Lexi.
I'm alongside our player of the game, senior leader guard Grady Eklund, near double-double. 26 points, 9 rebounds. You also added 4 assists. How were you able to find so much success in every statistical category today?
It's just my teammates, man. That's all my teammates. They find me when I'm open for threes, backdoor cuts for dunks. Those are awesome. Get the crowd going. And then when I pass it to them, I'm usually getting double teamed, so I kick it out to them. They're wide open. They're knocking that down all the time.
PW basketball is unselfish, no ego, and big heart. You won the rebound battle as a team 38-21. How much of a difference does that make in the state title game like this?
That's what they preach every day in practice. If we go in and win the rebounding battle, it's game over. We're going to come out on top most of the time. They were smaller than us. Coach been preaching it all day to us, and at our shoot-around this morning and everything, we went in and did the job.
Eklund, you've been a leader for this squad all season long. You're a senior. You finally accomplished your goal. You got the chip. How much does this moment mean to you?
It means the world to me, man. You look at this as a little kid, and it's something you dream of. You don't know if it's going to happen, but it happened. I feel like I had 3 pretty good chances to get it, and came out my senior year and got it, so it's great.
It's a picture-perfect ending. Go celebrate with your team, Grady.
Awesome stuff. Pewamo-Westphalia wins the boys state championship. Grady Eklund, the star of stars. A remarkably impressive weekend from the top scorer in the history of the school. He scores 27 in the semifinal win, turns right back around and scores 26 more in his final game as a Pewamo-Westphalia Pirates. Remarkable stuff. Pewamo-Westphalia now has the shot for history next weekend. If their girls get here, it'll be the first time since Pewamo-Westphalia did it in 2019. Their boys and girls both won basketball state championships. Let's lay out and let you listen to the celebration on the floor.
Number 4, Dominique Harlan. Number 5, Jaden Price. Number 10, Jamie Gregory. Number 13, Jashar Eklund. Number 12, Dontavius Day. Number 14, Booker Davis. practicing. And number 0, Lewis Lovejoy. Congratulations to the Lions of Pontiac on an outstanding season. And now, for the 2026 MHSAA Division III champions, the Pirates of Pewamo-Westphalia. Number 0, Light. Number 2, Dan Nuremberg. Number 3, Josh Bingo. Number 11, Martin. Number 15, Damon Boone. Number 22, Elias Faulkner. Number 23, Sam Phelan. And your starters, number 32, Trent Piggott. Number 24, Tyler Spitzley. Number 10, Grady Eklund. Number 5, Logan Bonner. And number 1, Nolan Joel. And accepting the championship trophy, Coach Devin Schneider. Congratulations to the Pirates of Pewamo-Westphalia, the 2026 Division III Boys Basketball Champion.
Congratulations to that entire group of Pewamo-Westphalia. A couple of towns that are darn proud of how good they are at sports. And their boys basketball team just won the state championship, and they're not too far away from home. It's about a half hour. They may have to get back in the car and drive here next weekend because their girls team is still alive. Pewamo-Westphalia did the double. They won boys and girls in 2019, and they may do it again in 2026. Thanks for watching the Division III State Championship game. A great one. Lewis Lovejoy scores 41 points. Top 10 all time in the state final in terms of scoring. But PW outlasts them and wins their second ever state championship. For Alexis Ayala and our entire hard-working crew, Evan Stockton saying thanks for watching. One more game to come. It's coming up in about 25-30 minutes. Great Division II final on tap. Freeland taking on Hudsonville Unity Christian. Make sure to stick around for that one. But for everyone on this Division III state championship broadcast. Evan Stockton saying so long from the Breslin, and congratulations, Pewamo-Westphalia. You are state champions.